I want to first express my gratitude to Shirley Mastery from Sephardic Bikuach Olim, to Hannah Elmakias from the Sephardic Community Center Young Adult Division, to the fabulous people at DSN. I have to tell you, every exchange that we had in terms of this event was an absolute pleasure. Caring people, sensitive people in every area. You brought 4 organizations together, and every exchange was super and thoughtful and sensitive, and it's all about the people. So from the DSN group, I want to thank Kali Silvera and Jennifer Sasson, and I also want to thank Lisa Carrier. These are fabulous people and fine people, and young leaders who will continue to build our community. There's a remarkable convergence between Torah and career. People sometimes have the impression that a person's career is over here and a person's Torah is over there. And the reality is, career is an extremely important and valuable part of a person's expression. And therefore, there are many, many references throughout Torah, throughout the words of our rabbis, throughout our tefillot, that speak to a person's ability to identify what he or she wants most to do and to build it. There's immense power in the language of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in terms of the Torah itself, in the language of our rabbis, and most directly in the language used in our tefillot, in our prayers. And the reality is, when someone harnesses that, his and her chances of success in the career area or any other area of importance, of care, is that much greater. So there are some people here from one of the advanced boot camps, so this will be a good review for them. And there are some people here from our Torah and career class on Thursday afternoons, and it'll be a good review for them. And then to all of us, and I'll tell you something. These are ideas that people can and should learn over and over again, because they're not easy to master. As direct and logical as they are, they're not easy to master. So for those of you who are hearing it for the second time, it has plenty of value. Good? Okay. I'm going to tell you a quick story to start. A number of years ago, a young adult from the community and her father came by, and they said, look, we just want to spend a little time, we want to talk. So came inside, and we sat for a few minutes just getting reacquainted. And then she expressed how she wants to move her life forward in terms of finding that most right person, that forever love, and moving her career to the next level. She wasn't exactly sure. She was looking at a couple of things. And she said, you know what? I'm ready. I want to find that most right person. I want to build my life with that person. And I'm ready to move my career forward. I'm not quite there yet, and I don't have the strength. I need a little of the wherewithal. What should I do? I thought her dad came to escort her. But in fact, her dad said, you know, I've been doing what I'm doing for 15, 20 years now, and it's going okay, but I'm not fresh. I'm not invigorated. I don't wake up in the morning charged and ready to go. I'm sort of passive. I'm kicking it along. The market's changing. I'm not. And I'm not so sure where this all goes for me. He said, so whatever you tell her, can we talk about the same thing? And that's effectively what the advanced program does. It gives people at this point, from the age of 22 to 38 or so, the ability to understand their core strengths, to understand their emotional needs, and to move things forward with everything in between. So the ability to work with organizations like SBH Career Services and the young adults of the center is a fabulous collaboration for our community, because we all love and care about the same people, and we all want to give people the tools to have a great life. So we're going to touch on one of the points this afternoon. Again, it'll be a review for some of you, and it'll be new for others, but it's important, and it's something you'll own. And if God willing, and when God willing, you use it every day, your lives will be different. Good. What do you do first thing when you wake up in the morning? What do you do?
Go to my workout.
Huh?
Go to my workout.
You go to your workout. Before you go to your workout, what do you do?
Tea.
Huh? Get dressed, go to your phone.
I don't go on my phone.
You don't go on your phone. Excellent. So freshen up and go to your workout. Great. What do you do?
I go on my phone.
You go on your phone. Okay, great. Leon, what do you do, honey?
I learned from you, do more than I need.
Okay, there you go. Right, we shield the audience. Right? What do we do the first thing in the morning? What do we want to be doing? We want to be using words, and there's very few things more powerful than words. Right, Sonny? You with me? Right? You know this already, right? So you're going to teach it in a few minutes. I'm going to hand you the mic. We're going to use words, and as we've mentioned, there are few things more powerful than words to energize and re-empower ourselves and give us an altogether different trajectory. What's your name? Saul? Yes. Okay, so you're with me, right? Yeah. You'll stop me if there's a question, something. Fabulous. Okay, good. So, what is the term, let's build it. What does the term modeh mean? Huh? An admission? What does it mean? It means more than that. What does it mean? Modeh ani lefanecha. Everybody recognizes this, right? We do it every day. Ben, are you with me? We do it every day, right? What does modeh mean? What does it mean? What does it mean, ladies and gentlemen? I showed the audience. You can't answer the question. He went into 22 times from me already. What does it mean?
Surrender.
Huh?
Surrender.
It doesn't mean surrender. It actually means the opposite. Come on. What does it mean? Shirley, work it. You say it every day. Thankful. It's thankful plus. Thankful plus what? Good. Thankful plus what? Thankful plus. Modeh ani lefanecha. What am I saying? First thing in the morning. Everybody say it? Pretty much, right? We pretty much say it, right? When we're saying something, what's the point? What are we building? What do you say? Huh? Come on. Is this new to anybody? How are you? Are this new words to anybody? How are you? Huh? Is this what? Gratitude. Excellent. What kind of gratitude?
Eternal gratitude.
Come sit over here. Yeah, eternal gratitude. Good. You can take the towel off your head. That's all right. Okay. It's eternal gratitude, but more. What do we say that modeh means? Modeh doesn't mean to say thank you. Modeh means to stand up emotionally and to proclaim a fabulous thanks. In other words, I can say thank you in a way that doesn't change me. I can say thank you in a way that changes me and builds me just from that word. So when some people say modeh ani, it flows through them. It doesn't impact them, right, guys? It's simple. It flows through. It doesn't change me. But Saul, if I say modeh ani lefanecha, right? I proclaim my thanks to you. What does that do? It's an affirmation, and what does it do? Come on, work it. What does it do? What does it do? It strengthens me, right?
Yeah, so it puts your words into action.
It puts my words, it makes me feel better. It puts my words to action. So somebody can say thank you in a passive way, and somebody can say thank you in an ambitious way, in a self-affirming way. And when they say it in the second way, it builds them. It makes them different by standing up in the morning and saying, modeh ani, with conviction, with excitement, with confidence. Hi guys. With confidence, it means I'm already beginning to be different. And then what do we say from there? Melech Chai V'Kayam, right? The eternal king who's very involved in things, Chai, forever and ever, and Kayam, involved. Shehechazarta bi nishmati. What does that mean? Shehechazarta bi nishmati. Hannah, what does it mean? Just because you're the boss doesn't mean you don't get a question. What does it mean?
You return my neshama.
You return my neshama. Excellent. What does that mean?
When you wake up in the morning, your neshama comes back.
Right, excellent. When I wake up in the morning, my neshama comes back. And therefore what? What's your name?
Ariel.
Ariel? Therefore what, Ariel? When I wake up in the morning and my neshama comes back, therefore what?
Feel strong.
You feel strong. Excellent. Yeah? So when I say the Modeh Hannah, do I feel stronger? When I remind myself that my neshama came back, do I feel stronger? I should, right? Good. Would I feel just as strong if I said, what's your name? Batya. Would I feel just as strong, Batya, if I reminded myself that my body also came back? I might, right? Good. Why do I call out my neshama and not my body? Didn't my body also come back? Wasn't it also given life again? Why is it important for me to call out my neshama first thing in the morning when I wake up? Why should that change everything for me? Why, Leon? Why does it happen? Leon just got engaged. Everybody give him a big mabruk.
It's very important when you realize that Hashem gave you neshama back in the morning by just being aware that Hashem could have not given you the next day.
Right, he could have not given me the next day, true. But give me more. Sonny, give me more. What is it? My neshama is eternal. Excellent. And therefore what? What's your name? Eli. Therefore what, Eli? When I recount the fact that my neshama is eternal, therefore what? Speak to me about it from a career perspective, Yanni. I can't hear you. What? I'm stronger after I say it?
Every single day.
I'm stronger every day. Great. And I can overcome my barriers. Excellent. But why am I highlighting my neshama? Come on, guys. Why? That's the part of me that God what? Yeah, that God puts back in me. That's an expression of Him. Excellent. And therefore what? You're right there. Therefore what? It's the holiest part of me. And therefore what? If I want to find that most right person, or I want to begin to move my career forward, therefore what? What's your name? Barbara? Good. Therefore what? Build on what they said. Come on. What does it do for me? If I want to begin to move my life in a direction where I find my most right person, that forever love, if I want to do that, and or I want to move my career forward, what does it do for me, Eli? When I've said those words, what does it do? Huh? It connects me with God and? What? It gives me energy. What kind of energy does it give me? Noah, what kind?
It tells you what you got to work on.
It tells me what I got to work on. And? What's your name?
Sarit.
Cerise. And?
Emunah.
And Emunah. And? Come on.
Starting over.
I'm starting over and, yeah, Jamie. What? Huh? It empowers me. You're right. How does it empower me? You're right. How does it empower me? Huh? No, I don't want it to humble me. I don't want it to humble you. What's your name?
Just the body, right?
Huh? I'm more than just a body. What's your name?
Ralph.
Ralph? Fabulous. Oh, wow. Erwin. Wow, this is a big thing. This is a big thing.
I had to do this.
Give me a hug before you sit down.
I came to get inspired like
You
outrageous.
better.
I love it.
So happy to see you.
Listen to every word. I'm taking the seat.
You take a seat in the first row. What are you doing over there? All right. Eli, talk to me. You started to say. Go ahead. Oh, Cerise was speaking. Ralph. All right. Cerise, go ahead.
I
Oh, you already spoke. Were you speaking?
Yeah, I was speaking.
Okay.
You're more than just a body. Your neshama went up, right? And it was brought back down for a reason. It had
Yeah,
more
and
to
what's
do.
the reason? What am I?
It's a higher plane of you.
It's a higher plane of
It's
me.
not just your instincts. You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, groggy, and you're like,
You're groggy.
I'm just like a body. Oh, I don't want to get up.
Right.
Like, no, my neshama came down.
And therefore what? Come on, guys, you're one step short. Come on. Move what?
Move upward.
Move upwards. Good. How does it make me move upwards more? Come on, Shirley. How does it make me move?
Motivates you
It motivates me. How? How?
because you know that you're more than just your body.
Beautiful. We got it. Because I know what?
You're more than just your body.
I know that I'm more than just my body, and therefore what? Leon, let's go. Therefore what?
Therefore, you don't have any doubts about yourself.
I have fewer doubts about. Let me ask something. Raise your hands. Who has a job or a career now? Who has a job or a career? Very good. Good. And is every day a great day? Every day a great day?
Not always.
Not always, right? There are some days that are not such great days. Good. So we're human beings. We're sensitive. We're caring people, right? So when I sometimes when I wake up in the morning, right? Benno, tell me if this is true even in your life, right? Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'm carrying a little bit of what I had the day before, right? Shirley, does every day go great with SBH, even though your boss is here? Does every day go great? Yeah, of course it does. But does every day go great? No, doesn't go great. She said no. Okay. Oh, okay. So every day doesn't go great, and every day will never go great. And what happens when I say the Modeh Ani and I understand what I'm saying? When I understand what I'm saying, you know what I do, Ralph? What do I do? It renews me. And what does it primarily renew me? How? Because it reminds me that I can think much broader. I can think much wider. I'm not limited. And if I want to float a new idea, if I want to advance a new possibility for my business, I'm not constricted. I'm not limited. I have more than my body. I have a fabulous opportunity. I am eternal. There's an element of me that's eternal, and therefore, our rabbis brilliantly wrote that I remind myself each morning about the eternal side of me, because you know what? We're human beings, we're sensitive, we get down, we feel deflated sometimes, we're confused sometimes, and that's the way it's going to be, and that's the way it should be. And therefore, when I remind myself, right, I remind myself that there is something greater than the physical, greater than the practical, I say, you know what? I got to go back to work, or I got to go back to figuring out things, but I know I'm bigger than all of this. I know I can beat any of it because I have a greater than reality part to me. I'm not limited by this reality. I have to live in reality, but I don't have to be limited by reality. So let's do a quick exercise that we've done a number of times. Yeah.
I just want to say, jump one thing. The Modeh Ani that you said, Rabbi Diamond once told me something that totally flipped me out. He said that when you wake up in the morning, Erwin, he said it to the crowd, but he was looking at me. He said, when you wake up and you say, don't just say it. He said, say it with zest, because why? He's giving you another shot. And he looked at me, he says, Erwin, take the shot.
I love it. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's why he came. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to do that Jewish thing, Erwin. We're going to do when Erwin and I learn together, we do what he calls the Jewish thing. Otherwise, he does some other thing. I don't know what he does when we don't learn together, but when we're learning together, we calls it the Jewish thing. Good. So now we're doing a little of the Jewish thing. Good? Okay. So I remind myself that I'm bigger, that I'm greater, that I can dream, that I can have a great possibility. How do we keep people creative? How do we keep them ambitious? Benno, how do you keep your people ambitious? How do you keep them creative? How do you keep their imaginations going? They need to know that they live in the day-to-day, but they're not limited by the day-to-day. They're greater than that. We have a greater part to us that's greater than the practical world, and I'm not bound by that. And it could be that the last week or the last month or the last number of years were not great. But when I remind myself in the morning that I have a greater possibility, that is, I'm going to live in the practical, I'm going to live in the day-to-day, but I'm not going to be limited by it, because that element that primarily defines me is greater than reality. So I pick myself up, and if I'm bruised a little bit or I'm tired, what happens sometimes, it happens to the best of us, and then I remind myself that there's a greater than me part to me. Then I could pause, I walk to my desk, or I walk into my prospective office, or whatever it might be, and I'm thinking like a builder, like a doer. So let's do a quick thing that we do in our advanced boot camp. Let's take two people. Let's take Ricky 1 and Ricky 2. Right, Sonny? You've heard this once or twice before, right? Ricky 1 and Ricky 2. Ricky 1 wakes up in the morning, and when he says the Modeh Ani, he doesn't pay any attention to it like most people do, right? So he's carrying all the baggage from before, and all of that limitation and all of that pressure, and he's going to do as best he can because he's a good guy and he's serious and he wants to work hard and he wants to succeed. Ricky 2 wakes up in the morning and says the same words, and as a result of saying the same words, is energized. He can pick his head up. He can say, you know what? Whatever happened, happened. It's real. And I'm not leaving it. But I can think broadly. I can think without any limitation because I have that side of me. Now, at the end of the day, do I have to make it happen in the practical world? Of course I do. But am I limited in terms of my vision, my dreams? You know, and we've said this a number of times in our program, we live in the greatest time in human history with all the problems. And you know, one of the telltale signs of that is that ideas today are worth more than countries. It's a brilliant time. Someone with a fabulous idea who may not have one actual brick and mortar asset is worth more money than a company with millions of hotel rooms, hundreds of thousands of hotel rooms. How could it be that someone who came up with an idea like Airbnb creates a business, they don't own 1 square inch of hospitality space, not 1 inch, and it's worth more than hotel companies and hospitality companies who've been in business for decades. You know why? Because today it's all about the idea. That's the point where we are in the Geulah. That's the point where we are in human history. And what happens with most people? They crush the idea because they're feeling encumbered. They're feeling beaten up. They're tired. They're carrying the day-to-day. They're not ambitious. They're ambitious-ish. They're not entrepreneurs, even though they say they are. They're not courageous. They're not risk takers. And you know why? Because they can't be. Because they're living in yesterday and last month and the last 5 years. But the person who does a simple thing and says the first handful of words of the Modeh Ani with conviction and understanding, what happens, my dear friend? We learn together every week now, yeah? What might it do? Anything. The reality is that, and if I'm an employer or an employee, what do I want? I want people to be gutsy. I want them to be risk takers. Not every idea is going to work, but if my people are not coming out with new, fresh ideas, what are we doing? If we're not growing, we're shrinking. There's no neutral. Now, how do I empower myself? Now, let's take another scenario. What about the person who wants to find his or her most right partner, their forever love, right? And the person is carrying day after day after day, and not expansive, and not courageous. Is that person gonna how is she or he gonna react when somebody steps into his life? They're gonna feel a little down, maybe. They're gonna say, I'm not worthy of this person, because they're down, they're beaten up. They thought they'd find the right person when they turned 17. And now they're whatever they are. They're still young. They're still babies. But they feel a little bit beat up by it. And they have the greatest self-empowerment tool, and they're not using it. Now imagine, for example, somebody fabulous comes into somebody's life, and she's feeling down. And she's carrying the weight of yesterday and last week and 6 months ago, right? She may not pick her head up, or he, because they may not feel worthy of that person. But if a person is self-empowering every morning, they're going to pick their head up. They know who they are. They have confidence. They have a greater love of self. And that's a different human being. They have a different energy, a different magnetism, a different charisma. So the person who says a handful of words in the morning will change his or her life in the most critical areas, whether it be personal relationships, love and relationships, career, or any other core area of expression. How am I doing, Aaron? Oh, all right. He's a tough guy, so that's a big thing. Now, how do we finish it? What are the last couple words? Rabba emunatecha. What does that mean? Sam, what does it mean, honey? Rabba emunatecha means what?
Great is Hashem's faith in me.
Great is Hashem's faith in me, right? Great is Hashem's faith in me. How do a lot of people read this, Shirley? How do they say it? They forget what they're saying. They forget the subject of the sentence, and they say, then they think what they're saying is, great is my faith in him. But it's not true. What they're saying, they're staying with the subject of the sentence, and they're saying, great is his faith in me. Now, Sammy, if I wake up in the morning and I'm saying this and I proclaim it, I don't just mumble it, right? And I remind myself that I can do more, that I have the capacity to be greater than reality. I have the capacity to be ambitious. I was in the business world for decades. I don't want unambitious people. I want thinkers. I want risk takers. What am I paying you for? We can hire a machine if you're not going to be ambitious. You don't bring anything to the table. Is every idea a good idea? God willing, no. Are more ideas going to fail than succeed? God willing, yes. That's a good thing. But to be an idea machine, to be creative, to be expansive, to be ambitious, that's what we want ourselves to be, and that's what we want the people around us to be. And Modeh Ani goes a massive way in making that happen. Yeah.
Ricky, one more thing I want to say. I want to add. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase, yesterday in an interview said, Jamie, how do you hire talent? And he said, I don't look at degrees anymore. I look at the talent, I look at the energy, I look at the creativity, I look at the collaboration. That's what I'm looking at. And he has several 100,000 people in the largest bank in the world.
I love it. I love it. Perfect. Good. So, step number one, dear friends, is I want to wake up in the morning and I want to say the Modeh Ani slowly and carefully. It takes 2 minutes if you say it slowly. And I'll tell you, honestly, and I've said this to the boys, and they've heard me say it a number of times, there are times when I say the Modeh Ani 10 times throughout my day. You know why, Sam? Because I don't have the strength. And there are days when I don't, when I'm feeling tired and I'm feeling burdened, and I say, you know what, I'm not me. I need to be a risk taker. I need to be an innovator. That's how I built everything in my life, from chesed to business entities. It was only about, it has to be that. The day that you stop being a risk taker, it's whatever. Yes? Want to say something? Okay. Questions, guys. We have 2 more segments. Questions? Any questions? Any thoughts? Everybody in? Did I skip anything? You guys could teach this yourselves. Did I skip anything? No? Yeah, honey.
So one quick question.
Huh?
You were talking about ideas, saying that ideas are even more valuable than any amount of money, basically. So, if let's say you have ideas, sometimes they just come and they go, but to cultivate ideas,
Yeah.
what kind of things can somebody do to get the mind churning?
Excellent. So that's critically important to, another thing, we'll just digress for a minute for Leon's question. Very important when you have a new idea, and I was just talking to somebody about it today, and he forgot about this thing. I said, when you have a new idea, you have to protect it, and you can't think about how to get it done. what do most people do in this day and age? We've talked about it. What do most people do? They immediately bring the how to the what. In other words, they come up with a fabulous idea, right? And immediately after they come up with that idea, what do? They say, well, how am I going to get the money? How am I going to get the skills? How am I going to get the network? How am I going to? What happens, Benno, with that idea? Finished. The idea is finished. So, Leon, you know what we got to do? We have to take an idea and cherish it and write it down, and don't touch it with the how. Don't touch it. Keep it pristine. Keep it protected, right? Guard it, and don't bring the how. And then once the idea is rock solid in your mind and you're committed to it, now you start to think about it. And the first thing you do, like we talked about on the boot camp, but we didn't talk about it in this context, like we talked about on our program, is you go to your success buddy, your Yedid Nefesh, your soulmate, right? Not your love mate, your soulmate. Now you have a love mate, your soulmate, right? You go to your soulmate and you share the idea. Why? Because that person knows you, will never judge you, is very smart, and will help you keep the idea alive. Most fabulous ideas die at inception because we immediately put the how to them. And it's a crime. You have a fabulous idea? Not right now. I got it. You don't have one right now. I didn't ask you for one right now. But I'm with you. But when you have one, you write it down and you protect it. And the only people you share it with are the people who get it, who understand that today knowledge is power. Smart is the new rich. This is the way it works. And the smarter you are, and the more creative you are, and the more you can come up with new, fresh things, that's where success is built. And the world is changing so dramatically, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting. And it's just an idea that, I can't do it. And then, what do? You go to people who don't understand this approach, and they kill it. So when you do share an idea, you only share it with someone who has this philosophy. An idea is the greatest thing. It's where it all starts. So I cherish it, I protect it, and I only share it with people who will not speak about the how. The time comes, Leon, right? There'll be a time to speak about the how. But let's wait. Let's own it. Let's feel confident in it. Let's have one or two non-judging people on the same level, the same kind of expansive perspective. Let's get their support on the right and the left of me, so to speak, and then we'll talk about the how. Good. 2 more segments and we'll wrap. We're going to go another 15 minutes. Second phrase that we say in the morning is Bishvili Nivra Ha'olam. Sonny, remember that? Touched on it, right? Remember what it means? Bishvili Nivra Ha'olam. No? That's fabulous. Excellent. The world was created for me. Shirley, was the world created for you? You have to say it because I asked you the question and he just explained it that way. So you have to say yes.
Yes.
Good, very good. So do you believe the world was created for you? Good. You got to believe the world was created for you. What's the difference if I believe the world? By the way, I didn't make this up. This is what the rabbis recommend that we should say or think every morning after we say the Modeh Ani. What's the difference with the person who says Bishvili Nivra Olam and the person who doesn't? What do you say?
The energy.
The energy. Awesome. That's right. The energy, right? What else? What do you say?
One owns the world, the other owns nothing.
What's that?
Bismillah, I own the world.
Perfect. Love it. I own the world, and therefore, Benno, what? And therefore, what?
My possibility is huge.
Isn't that fantastic? My possibility is huge. I own it. I own it. Young men, I own it. And he said it very clearly. He said the possibilities are huge. So, Sonny, if I don't have that perspective, what are the possibilities? None. Right? So you have 2 people in the same industry looking out and the same horizon of competition. One of them says, oh man, I'm overwhelmed by the competition. And the other one says, 1 second, I know who I am. I know what God made me. I know what my capacity is. Bishvili Nivra Olam. It's for me. I have all the possibility. I'm not limited by my competition. I stand on the shoulders of my competition and I look way beyond where they are. Now, having been in a place where I had tons of competition and having been at points in my life where I looked straight at the competition and failed, or when I was strong enough to live what I taught, which is Bishvili Nivra Olam, I invariably succeeded. When you look at the competition coming right at you, it's very hard to win. It's almost impossible to win. But as Benno said, when you pick your head up and you understand what HaKadosh Baruch Hu did for us, and it's real, it's not a feel-good thing. What he did for us, which is Bishvili Nivra Olam, the world was created for me, it's my endless opportunity, then you act that way. Good? Questions, thoughts? Yeah.
With after saying all day, you're supposed to have the belief that the world was created for you.
Yep.
Like you were saying. Is there a difference in like your perspective that you're supposed to have when you're with, like when you're hanging out with your friends versus being in a business environment? Because in that frame of mind, you know how I think about it. Like I always don't want to have like the arrogance come into
Right,
that
very
you
good.
believe that the world is.
So I'm going to say again, it's for another time, another workshop, but I'm going to say this very clearly, that, and it's an important question. Hi, honey, how are you? It's an important question, and I want to say it again. Pride and arrogance will never meet, will never meet. We want ourselves to be immensely proud. We want to be immensely proud. We want to be immensely confident. And you will never have a person who's immensely confident and proud because he or she knows who they are, will never be arrogant and will never be haughty. Never. Got it? The people who are haughty and arrogant, excuse me for using this word, are the fakers, are the insecure people. And I want you to learn something, all of you. I want you to own this thing. I want you to walk into a room, gentlemen and ladies. I want you to walk into a room like Donald Trump. How does this man walk into the room? Sonny, huh? He owns the room. 1 second. He walked into the room like he owned it when he never owned it. When he was a businessman from New York with a storied business success. He walked into the room like the whole world was created for him. Guess what? Because most people don't feel this way, they can only respect him. But imagine if more people felt that way, what a different world it would be, what a different life it would be. He walks into the room, there's nobody else in the room. You know why? Because he really feels the world was created for him. Isn't that great? So here's a man who will probably be president of the greatest country in the world, a second time, third time, I don't know how you want to do the math, but certainly a second time, right? Pretty great. Pretty great. What are his qualifications for president? Did he go to Yale? Did he go to Harvard? Zero. But you know what he projects? Power. Right, Benno? He projects power. And that's half the battle. When you walk into the... okay, now we got it. We got it. Fantastic. When we walk into the room with the perspective of the world was created for me, it's a great point, Leon. I will never be haughty. I will never be arrogant because I will be immensely confident. Shirley, you're building you're building something new in your life. Hannah, you're building something new in your life. People will respond completely different to you if you walk in with the perspective, Bishvili Nivra Olam, they will stand up and notice. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to channel your language differently. You will be more vibrant. You will be more creative. You will be more confident. You'll have an altogether fabulous presence. Good? That's what we want. Good, yeah.
To add to your thing, he goes in that he owns the world. But I would add to that, he goes in that he created the world.
He thinks he created it. That could be too. That could be. That could be with Donald Trump.
That's
Could
where
be.
he's at.
It could be. Last point. We'll take another 7-8 minutes. Last point. There's one more phrase. So by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we see, I think it's kind of obvious, right? That the person who wakes up in the morning and says the Modeh Ani, understanding it and owning it and reminding himself that he's not limited by the practical and the day-to-day, altogether different life. different career opportunity, different personal opportunities, no question. Good. And the person who says, who has the azut, who has the good nerve and the self-love to say that the world was created for me, that person is a powerhouse. A powerhouse. And if you don't say anything, by the way, Benno, when you decide to partner with someone or to invest in someone, right? Is it mostly about what he said or how he carries himself? Right? It's how he carries himself. I don't want to embarrass you. An international business person with Blian Harat, and it should be forever and greater, fantastic success, and a massive Baal Tzedakah who does it only Beseter. Sorry, did I embarrass you?
Talking about me.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. I am talking about you. And he said it very clearly. What do we buy into? Who do we partner with? Who do we invest in? Not the guy who gave us the great story. The story is important, of course. We're going to do our due diligence, and we're going to learn, and we're going to understand what's going on. But what makes the sale? What creates the relationship? The way the person walks into the room. How he or she carries himself. And when I walk into the room, the world was created for me. That's the most distant thing from haughty or arrogant. It's an immense expression of pride and confidence. And if I'm investing in someone, if I'm partnering with someone, I want a super confident guy. Because the insecure person, what's he going to do, Benno? He's going to make a lot of bad decisions, right? So the person who says, the world was created for me from a confident point of view, which is how it comes together, is super well-tooled to build. One final point, and then we'll wrap. And questions or thoughts, don't hesitate, all right? Yeah.
What are the guardrails between pride and gava?
What are the guardrails, pride and gava? So good, perfect. So I want to make it clear to everybody, and we can discuss it further another time in depth. But pride will never ever lead to haughtiness. Pride will never lead to haughtiness. And what my students know, some of the guys who learn with me, is sometimes we have a problem because the translation of something from Hebrew to English is not what the Hebrew word really means. So ga'ava is, generally speaking, in many contexts, means pride. In some contexts, it means something other than pride, which is not a good thing. But a proud person, and it's for bigger conversation, where we really get into the root of the word ga'ava and what it means, it doesn't mean. But for now, we understand something very clear. A proud person will never be haughty, period. And you want to make yourself the proudest guy in the room. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of what I accomplished. I'm proud of what I think. I'm proud of what I feel. I'm proud of my mistakes. That's the guy I want to invest with. That's the person I want to hook up with. Good? And don't worry about being haughty. Just worry about being proud. One quick thing on this, final point on this. Another 7-8 minutes, we're done. Final point on this. America, greatest country in the history of the world, but for one thing. And that is, it's the most judgmental, cynical country in the world. And therefore, it's so hard for people to see their strengths. It's so hard for people to understand their quality. It's so hard because it's such a cynical country. It's such a judgmental country. It's a spectacular country, but for this. And that's a massive loss for people. You go to places like Israel, they could care less. We go and we judge a president in 100 days. And things like that. That's absurd. You can't judge a secretary in 100 days. It's absurd, right? So what do we have to do? We have to fight that. We have to beat it. And we have to be people who are not self-judging and foster a very strong sense of love and pride. And that goes to our last point, and we'll wrap with this. Final thing that someone should say or think in the morning is, anybody remember? Final thing, V'avta l'reacha kamocha. Chacham, what does that mean? Love my friend as I love myself. Great, honey. So who's the main focus of that sentence? I gotta love myself. Beautiful, beautiful. I want to tell you one final story, and we'll wrap. I did some very large sessions in Sharet Zion back in the day, where we had hundreds of people in the dome. And when I asked a handful of questions, and almost no one raised their hand. When I asked the question of, do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? You know what? Why don't we do it right now? Do you love yourself? How many people love themselves? Oh, awesome. Love yourself. We're in a great place. We're in a great place. Good. If I love myself, I'm way ahead of everybody else, and my life will be absolutely different, unequivocally different. Because what most people do is they like themselves. And sometimes they like themselves more. If they've had a successful day, then they like themselves a lot. And they've had a less than successful day, then they'll like themselves less. And then they have another good day, and they like themselves more. Now, what if that most right person, that potential forever love, stepped into your life when you liked yourself less? You might turn your back on the person, thinking you're not worthy of that person. How often does that happen? Every single day. But if a person stepped into your life when you were up here, you would certainly be there, because you're in a place of self-love and confidence, and you greet the person head on. So what do we do in Judaism when we say every morning, love the other guy, good luck to the other guy. Good luck, love him, don't love him, honestly, do what you want. As long as you love yourself. That's the point here. And what do we want to do? We want to mitigate things. We don't want to go like this, which most people do. We want to go like this. Is every day perfect? Definitely not. Shouldn't be perfect. But are days set up where I should go like this? No. So if I can remind myself every morning that I should love everybody else like I love me, my life will be completely different. So, dear friends, any questions, thoughts? Yeah. What's your name?
Harry, bro.
Harry? Hi, Harry. I didn't recognize you. You put different glasses on. Oh, maybe the same. I didn't, yeah, they changed color. Yes, sorry. Honey.
What are some good ways to get out of the NG head to, kind of think about how to love yourself better so that you can react to other people as well?
Right. So it's a bigger conversation, but I'll tell you in 1 minute, you got to do more of the things you love to do. Spend more time doing what you truly love to do. Whether it benefits the world, doesn't benefit the world, don't go there. Look at your day. Your day is 24 hours. You sleep 8 hours. Means you have 16 hours. Part of that 16 hours should be learning Torah. Part of it should be building a career. Part of it should be love and relationships. And part of it should be simple, pure fun that I do just for me and nobody else. And if you do that, if you're hitting each of the cylinders, you'll be in a much different place in terms of self-love. It's a bigger conversation, but that's just a half a minute response. Any other questions? Yes?
How do you balance pride and humility?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. The sister question. I love how people sketch their way back into this question. How do you balance pride and humility? Skip humility. Listen to me. Skip humility. Skip it. I want to tell you a story, right? When I was teaching in the yeshiva Flatbush in Magen David a number of years ago, I was teaching in 2 of the high schools. The kids used to tell me the story that they had been told way back when, which was that in one pocket, right, the Hasidic story goes, in one pocket, what do we have, Eddie? What? And the other pocket? Aniafad va'efer, right? In one pocket, they used to say, put a note that says the world was created for me, as we learned. And the other pocket, put a note that I am nothing. You know what I told every one of my students? Throw out the other note. Throw it out. I want you to hear this. This might be the most important thing of the whole day. I'm serious. Skip the humble stuff. Skip it. Skip it. It doesn't work. When you're in a country that's so judgmental and so rough and so cynical, to be humble is a disaster. Skip it. Feel great. Have pride. And have a couple of people around you. I assume these are your good friends, right? Have a couple of people around you that tell you all the good things about you. The humble, by the way, People mistranslate the term anav. It doesn't mean humble. It never meant humble. It's the wrong translation. It means curious. It means that someone committed to growth. It never meant humble, right? Moshe was not humble. Moshe was a killer. Moshe beat armies. Moshe fought with God. He fought with the Jewish people. He was anything but a meek person. So let's do this, and we'll wrap with this. Let's do this. For the foreseeable future, until we all meet again, God willing, let's skip the humble. Skip it. Say, the rabbi said, skip it, this, that, skip it. No, I'm serious. Skip it. Get off it. And just build the things that make you feel great about yourself. Just stay around the people that make you feel great. Engage and sit down with a piece of paper and say, does she make me feel great? Check. Does she not? X. I'll see ya. Does this thing make me feel great? Check. Does this experience make me feel great? Check. If it doesn't, out. Because we're not proud. If we knew how to be proud and we knew how to be bulletproof confident, then we could talk about humble. But we're not there. And because we don't have bulletproof confidence and bulletproof self-love, the humility is a noose around our necks. So I want you to get it out of your head. And the next time we're together, God willing, we'll talk about it more. But for now, I want you to engage in the things that make you feel great. So when you walk into a room, everybody picks their head up. You know why? Because you have a glow and an energy and a magnetism. And what did we call it, Izzy, way back when? Chen and Ziv, right? Right, good. Questions? Final thoughts, questions? Good? We're okay? All right. I want to thank you all very, very much. This was a pleasure and appreciate it. Thank you.